Like many parts of the country, the school system where I live is starting 100% virtual for at least the first 9 weeks. And while this is not our ideal start to the school year, I wanted to make sure I was going to create an environment that was positive and uplifting for my kids, that they could be excited and happy about the start of the school year instead of spending time focusing on how things are going to be different. So I'd like to show you how I used my Cricut Explore Air 2 to create a custom virtual school space for my kiddos. Let's go. The first project that I want to make for each kid's desk is a banner that will go on their bulletin board that I want to have their name. And it's really simple. All you need to do is come over to projects, and there are all kinds of projects available over in the Cricut Design Access. And so you can see I just type in banner. There's lots of different choices to choose from. I'm going to stick with something really simple because I want them to be able to add their own personality as we kind of go through the school year. So I'm going to just scroll through and find one that is pretty simple that I'd like to use. We'll go with this pennant banner right here. And you click, you have the option to just immediately print it, but I actually want to be able to add letters to it. So I'm going to come to customize, and you can see it puts it right there for you. Now, for my particular machine, I do not have the scoring stylus yet, so I will be scoring manually. So what I'm going to do is come over here, and I will end up hiding all of these different score lines, and you can see them as I come through. They will disappear, all of those dotted lines. That way I won't have to worry about it not being compatible with my machine. Now that those are done, I'm going to work on adding letters for my kids' names. So we'll start with my daughter's name, Madeline, and you can see all you do is press the text tool, and then you can see the M come up right here. We'll put it right over here. I'm going to go ahead and fill it in white. And then I'm going to choose a different font that's a little bolder so you'll be able to see the letters even better. I really like this Beefcakes font. Again, I'm going to change the fill to a white, and then I'm going to make it larger so it fills up that banner. And then I'm going to simply copy and paste, edit, copy, and then edit, paste. Let's see if we get our second one here. And I'll put in these M's over and over again, and then I'll just change the letter out for the correct letters in her name. Okay, I will not need these last three banners, so I am going to select and delete those. And then I'm going to change each of these to a different color because I want them to print on different colors of paper. There we go. So now I have all 7 banners ready to go, all of the different colors selected, and these don't necessarily coordinate to the colors I'm going to print on the cardstock, but it just reminds me when I press make it, it will sort it and remind me when to switch cardstock. So coming over here, press make it. And you can see one sheet has all of the letters of my daughter's name, and then the other sheets have the different colors ready to go and to cut out. So I will just press continue, and it will connect and we'll get ready to print. I will go ahead and select the heavy patterned paper because I'll be using some cardstock, and I always like to select more pressure. And there it goes. So it's ready, and now I just have to load my mat and we'll be set. Okay, so all I'm going to do is load my mat over here for my first page. Have it all set and ready to go. Simply load it into the machine. Close that right there and press make it. I will unload these from my mat and then load on the next sheets of paper, get those all cut out, and then we will quickly assemble this banner. This is a super quick project. It goes really fast, and it's nice to be able to customize your kids' workspace for virtual school. It is a big priority for me to create an upbeat and positive environment for my kids to start the school year. They are not really excited about starting in a virtual classroom, but I want to make it as exciting and happy for them as I can so that we can create the best environment possible. These may seem like simple craft projects, but they go a long way in helping the emotional well-being and kind of increasing the excitement for the beginning of the year in what might otherwise be a really stressful time for our family. So I'm excited to get the space looking great and well organized. Okay, I'm going to work on assembling these now. So I didn't have the scoring tool, so all I'm going to do is just fold them in half, simple as that. And then I will be putting the letter right on top, like so. Just a little bit of glue right there. And I'm not going to seal it yet because what I want them to do, I want them to be able to slide on the twine that I put them on. So I'll just fold the rest, attach the letters, and then we'll add it to the twine. Okay, to make it an actual banner, I'm just going to take some twine like so, cut it so that it is plenty long, and then I'll be adding the banner pieces on top. I did end up adding some button flare to the banners to keep the letters spaced, but because of how I glued them onto the twine or adhered them onto the twine, they are still able to kind of move freely, which I think is awesome. This whole banner project probably took me 30 to 40 minutes to make all three, and in the end, this whole set of projects, all three projects, probably just took me a couple hours, a short time in an afternoon, and it made a really big difference on what the desk space looked like. It really warmed up the space and made it more inviting, and now my kids are so excited to spend time at their desks, and hopefully that enthusiasm will carry over into the start of our virtual school year. The next accessory that I wanted to customize for my kiddos' desks are these pencil holders. I ordered them off of Amazon. I'll make sure to link below, and I liked kind of the rustic look of them, but I thought it would be fun to add some vinyl and to put an encouraging message on each of them. So I will take you over to Cricut Design Space and show you how I plan to do that. Okay, to add my inspirational messages, I'm actually just going to use the text tool, and I'll type the first one, work hard, be kind. Love that one. And that one's going to be for my son Austin, so we'll put it in green, and I'm going to move it up here. I'm going to change the font. Let's see, let's use the same font that we used earlier, that beefcake font, because it'll kind of bring all of those pieces together. So moving right here, love that. All right, I'm going to change it to green again. Okay, now the size. The width of the pencil boxes are 10 inches, so I think I want to do 9 inches right there. And when you do that, it's a pretty short font. So what I actually want to do is unlock those, and then I want it to be about 2 inches high. That might be a little much. Let's change it to 1.5. There, I like that right there. That will be awesome. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to paste it right here, and I'm going to change the phrase stay calm. Okay, I have my phrase right here. I'm going to add an exclamation point. Stay calm and smile. It's a little bit shorter, but it'll be, in comparison, it'll work really nicely. So I'm going to change that over to blue for my son Bradley, and then we will paste another one of these in here, and we'll change it one last phrase. Be confident. For my daughter, we'll change this over to a third color, and then I'm actually going to make hers a little bit bigger. Let's do 8 inches wide. All right, so I have all 3 of these ready to go. Work hard, be kind, stay calm and smile, be confident. And then all I have to do is click make it. It will sort those phrases onto the vinyl, and then I can cut it out after I press continue, and it will connect to my silhouette and I can cut it out. Okay, I just want to show you how easy it is to add the vinyl to whatever you're going to make for your kiddos. So these have already been cut out from the machine, and then all you have to do is peel away the negative space or the vinyl that you are not using, that is not part of your letters. You know, if you're adding their name or just more labels. I love the idea of inspirational messages. Words mean a lot to me, and so I think that they are really important. So you pull apart the main, and then you come back in and get all of these little bits and pieces out of here, and then it will be ready to adhere onto your pencil holder. This is transfer tape, and transfer tape makes it super easy to transfer your image. And all you need to do for the transfer tape is you're going to cut it down to approximately the size of your image. I'm going to pull off this extra tape right here. So you can see a little bit bigger, but that just gives me some room to play. And then I'm going to pull off the paper backing, so I have just the clear transfer tape on the top. You then take it, stick it over your image like that. You can use one of your scrapers. I have these Cricut scrapers just to make sure it's on there really well. And then at that point, you peel it back and you can see that the image, the words have transferred over to the transfer tape. So now I can come back and place it on the pencil box, just kind of eyeballing it. And then this is where I really will take my scraper and go over it so I know it's going to stick really nicely. And then I will peel the transfer tape off. I did actually use permanent vinyl just to make sure that it would have a good adhesion to the pencil box. There it is. The cool thing about transfer tape is that you can use it over and over again. So I'm going to use it to add the words to the other 2 pencil holders, and then I'll show you the last project. I really liked this project because I got to think of a phrase or a little piece of advice that I'd want to tell each kid and that I'd want them to kind of remember for the year. And so it really fits their personalities. It's things that I think are important for them to remember and important for me to kind of emphasize. So I liked getting to pick those custom phrases and really making these pencil holders unique for each kiddo, but still matching among the 3 of them. Okay, the last thing that I want to do right now to kind of customize their desk to make it special for them is add some labels to the drawers. I don't know about you all, but in the spring when my kids were thrown into doing virtual school, there were school supplies everywhere. We had so much trouble finding everyone's papers and notebooks. It was a mess. So we are going to try to stay more organized this fall, and that starts with some labels. So the first thing that I'm going to do is label the top drawer shall be school supplies. We'll go ahead and move that, and let's move that right here. Let's look. Actually, I'm okay with this font because I want it to be nice and simple. I don't want it to be anything that brings too much attention. I do know that I want it to be about 1 inch high, so that should be fine. And then we will do this for Austin's desk, which means it will be in green. And then I'm going to copy that and paste it. The next label down will say school papers, and I assume they'll have folders and things like that within these drawers, but just knowing which drawer is where. And my kids are still young enough that we are working on some organizational tools, so it's really important to communicate with them, see what works for them, but they are young enough that they need some systems in place. And I want their desks to be a school only zone. So that's why all of those are labeled school supplies, school papers, school books, school folders, because we have a separate place for our regular craft supplies. So I'm going to select all of these and I'm going to hit copy and paste. I'm going to, oopsie, move them over. Let's see. Here's the second one, school papers, school books, school folders, and then I'll do that one more time. Paste, move those all down here, and we'll just make these the different colors. So there will be blue on one desk, and again, customizing the colors makes it feel like their area. It's really important that they kind of take ownership and that they know this is an important place. This is where we're doing school. It means a lot. So adding all of those this way, I'll be able to cut them all out at once, saving a little bit of vinyl. Let's see what happens when we sort those. So 4 labels, 1 for each drawer, times 3, 1 for each desk, clicking make it. And there it is, green, blue, and pink. So you can see just how quickly this happens. I will click continue, and then I will be able to send it over to my Cricut and we will be ready to go. In order to adhere the labels to the drawers, I use the same technique of the transfer tape, and they are nice and secure and ready to go. Here is the final product for their desk. I'm sure they will have fun adding more bits and pieces, but they have their little banners, of course their pencil holders. The laptops are labeled and ready to go, and then drawers that are organized and ready to get started for this virtual school year. Here's my daughter's desk on the other part of the room, organized in the same manner, and I just know that they are going to love working here and that we've been able to create kind of a peaceful environment for them to get their schoolwork done. I am so glad that I have my Cricut ready to go for the school year, because I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it as we have virtual school at home. There are going to be lots of opportunities to make things for my kiddos and for the school area that we have put together. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour of how I am customizing the school space at our house. Let me know below how you are setting up your at-home school space, if that is what the school year is going to look like for you. Thank you so much to Cricut for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. I have all of the supplies that I used linked down below, so make sure to check those out. Just a heads up, those are affiliate links, but they do go a long way into supporting this channel. I also have a link in the description box to join my email newsletter list. It goes out every couple of weeks, full of organization tips and crafty talk. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.